Hey guys, John Rettinger from TechnoBuffalo here. Today is January 5th, 2010, and Google officially unveiled the Nexus 1, the long-awaited Google phone that we've been hearing about for months. And really to the surprise of no one, the specs matched exactly what had been leaked and what we'd seen in the past. So let me go over with you what was discussed today. If you see me look down, I apologize, I've got some notes in front of me. The conference just ended. So before Google got into talking about the Nexus 1, they mentioned that they're going to be having a more hands-on approach with their hardware manufacturers, like they did with Motorola when they came out with the Droid and the Click. And that's both good and bad. I think it's going to be good because you're going to have tighter integration with the operating system, and bad because the manufacturers might have to sort of bend over backwards and sort of work around Google's restrictions, but we'll see how that plays out. Let's move on to the Nexus 1. The tagline of the Nexus 1 is where web meets phone. They're calling this a new category of phones. They're calling it super phones. A little bit ambivalent on there. I don't think it really says much. It's more of just a marketing buzzword, but super phones is a new category that we are dealing with. So onto some specs. It's got a 3.7-inch AMOLED display like we've seen with a resolution of 480 by 800, which is super high res. It's running the 1 GHz Snapdragon processor, which is very fast. Same processor that's running the HTC HD2 and a few other devices like Acer, but it's very fast and extremely capable. It's got a multicolor notification trackball. It just means the trackball is going to light up when different things are happening. Nothing really revolutionary there, but it's kind of fun. It's got, of course, light and proximity sensors. It's got an accelerometer and GPS, all the stuff you'd expect, especially now from a super phone. From a size standpoint, it's 11.5 millimeters thick and weighs 130 grams. So if you're sitting there at home watching this video and you don't have a scale in front of you, essentially it's thinner than a number 2 pencil and it weighs less than a standard Swiss Army pocket knife. So it's very thin and really light, and it seems like HTC, who made the device, was able to pack a ton into a really slim form factor. So, kudos to them. It's got a 5 megapixel camera with an LED flash, which is nice. Of course, it'll record video. And if you are going to record video, you get one touch uploading to YouTube, which is pretty cool. It's got active noise cancellation. It's got a couple microphones on there to help accommodate that, which is nice if you're driving and you've got a whole bunch of ambient noise or you're walking around in the street. It's going to help make the call quality a little bit better. You can also get some custom engraving on the back. There's a little bit of a metal plate you can put your name on if you want. So those are really the big specs of the device. Let's talk about Android 2.1, which is what this is going to be running. Previously, the newest version of Android that we've seen was 2.0. If you're keeping track, 2.1 was codenamed Flan. Some of the cool things about 2.1, you now get 5 home screens instead of 3, which is quite nice. On the bottom left and right corner, you get some notifications to tell you what screen you're on, and if you hold down with notifications, you get sort of a deck of cards look like you see on the Palm Pre, where you can select which home screen you want to go to. Nice, useful I suppose. There are new widgets like an improved weather widgets, kind of cool I guess. Also a new thing called live wallpapers. They are sort of interactive wallpapers that sort of move around on the screen. There's some that look like you're in a pond, and if you touch it, water starts to ripple. There's some lights that go around as you touch it, responds to your hand. It's mostly just sort of gimmicky and probably a huge battery drain, but I guess they probably do look pretty cool. There's also going to be a new app that they previewed. They showed it's not going to be launched with the phone, but it's the new Google Earth for Android, just like Google Earth on a desktop browser, but on your Android phone, super 3D, and you can zoom around and zoom in. You get sort of the same features you'd get on your home computer. So onto some other Android 2.1 features. You've got a new application launcher. Gone is that little drawer. You now get sort of a 3D looking wheel. Really everything on this device is very 3D because now it can handle it because of the processor. So that is quite cool. You're also getting a new picture gallery with a whole bunch of 3D animations, which is quite nice. You're also getting improved search by voice, so it'll be a little more accurate. And one of the cool things Android 2.1 brings is voice recognition for text entry. So if you want to send a text message or an email, you hit that little microphone, you say, hey, I'll be there in 10 minutes, and it types it out for you, and you can just hit send. It makes it quite a handy feature if you don't have, you can't type, or you're not that accurate with an on-screen keyboard, because the Nexus 1 doesn't have a physical QWERTY keyboard. So those are really the highlights of the phone in 2.1. 2.1 will of course be coming to other Android devices, including the Droid, if you're wondering or waiting or feel a little bit ripped off that you got a Droid and you didn't wait for the Nexus 1, but the Nexus 1, we'll get to that in just a minute. So how are you going to buy it? Google is now doing this new thing that they're calling a Google Web Store. So you can go to google.com/phone and you can check out some of the phones they have available. They've got the Droid up there. And you can buy really a lot of the Android phones on there, and you can be able to purchase new Android phones that are going to be coming out. So as of right now, if you want to buy the phone unlocked, which you certainly can, it's going to cost $530, and you can use it on AT&T or T-Mobile. Although with T-Mobile, you'll get 3G. On AT&T, you're only going to get Edge. Hence be $180 if you want to buy it on T-Mobile. For those of you that are Verizon users in the US, your prayers may have been answered because it will be coming to Verizon this spring and also to Vodafone in the UK. They're launching the web store first in the US, but they're going to be shipping to, or the unlocked version, to the UK, Singapore, and Hong Kong. So if any of those countries, you can go ahead and buy the phone and get it sent out to you. Google claims it's going to be shipping today. Looks like a really great phone, and I'm quite excited to use it. However, being an AT&T user, I'm a little disappointed that I will not be able to use 3G, and hoping that AT&T gets their act together and joins the Open Handset Alliance and gets us some Android devices quite soon. Of course, for all of your Nexus 1 coverage, stick around to the channel and TechnoBuffalo. We're going to be going over this thing ad nauseum. I should have a device in-house later on in the week so we can sort of run through all the specs with you. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed. John Rettinger, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.